Welcome to episode 29 of the Be More podcast. I have just recorded an unbelievable podcast with George Evans, who is a guy that I come across on Instagram. He suffers from cystic fibrosis, and his mindset, perspective, the way he views the world and the impact he wants to have, it's just something that everyone needs to listen to, because it's just a breath of absolute fresh air. And yeah, trust me, you need to commit 30 minutes to listen to this guy, because it'll make your day, and it'll probably make your week, and hopefully change your perspective on a lot of things in a positive way as well. So yeah, without further ado, here is episode 29 of the Be More podcast. This is the Be More podcast. I am your host, Jack Williams, and this is a show all about health, nutrition, mindset, and performing at our very best. And this is going to be your catalyst to being more. Welcome, guys and girls, to episode 29 of the Be More podcast. Today I'm joined by the man, George Evans. And, well, I will introduce George to you guys in a sec, but basically I train a client who found George via a wonderful dating app and said, he'd be awesome for your podcast, Jack. Why don't you check him out? So I was training my client, whilst checking out his Insta, and I was like, yes, he will. And added him, and a few weeks later, now, well, he's on the podcast. So how are you, mate?
Hello, mate. I'm all good indeed. How about yourself? You keeping good?
Yeah, really good, thanks, mate. Really good. Right, I'm buzzing for this. So, without further ado, I always start with the guest by asking, 1 minute, can you sum up your life in 1 minute for us? No pressure if you can't, but it always challenges people. So yeah, give it a good crack, mate. Let's do it.
1 minute, my life. First word, intense. It is literally non-stop. Go. Literally, every day is something. Hopefully fairly scheduled, because I'm a bit of a routine freak. But at the minute, literally 10 days ago, jacked my job in. So as of tomorrow, we start getting qualified as a personal trainer. So slightly new direction for my life, but a hell of a healthy one for sure. But it's routine, treatment, drugs, food, exercise, sleep. That is about as
Cool.
Blunt as my life is.
So for people who don't follow you obviously on social media, you say obviously drugs, like tell us your story.
That probably doesn't sound so great, does it?
No.
So a little bit I should probably add is I've actually got cystic fibrosis. So 6 months ago, I had the equivalent of a 48% lung function. So you imagine doing all the exercise you do on one lung. So all the oxygen that you get to your muscles, take away half of it. All the oxygen that you breathe in and literally survive off, just take away half of it, because you just can't get it in when only pretty one lung's working. And all the exercise, all the nutrition, which is why I'm indulging into the fitness industry, is what's making me healthier. The drugs, they obviously work, but they aren't anywhere near as important to me as the fitness and the nutrition, which is why we're going down that road. But it's, yeah, in the 6 months, I've got my lungs from 48% up to 68% 3 months ago. And then I'm back on Monday, and they better be over 70% is all I can say with the work on him.
Wow, that's unbelievable, mate. So tell us what you're doing with regards to training and nutrition to try and bring everything back up. And yeah, and also tell us about, from the word go, really, how it all started.
Gotcha. So I was diagnosed at 4 years old, which is really late for someone with CF. Normally it's within the first couple of months. You get picked up as a sweat test or some gene test that they can do. When I was diagnosed at 4, I had the damage of a 10-year-old and was pretty well told 18 years if you're lucky, job done. Here we are 28 years later on. Didn't really get the memo on that one correctly, apparently. So I've started playing roller hockey and ice hockey, well, mainly roller hockey, as a 7-year-old. A good friend of mine as a kid got me into that, which has been nothing but brilliant. 21 years of roller hockey is probably the one thing that's kept me alive the longest. I still play to the day now. I do 3 sessions a week, and that's just full-on cardio sessions. So that's Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And if I get a chance, I'll go and play Saturdays as well. That's the out of the gym training. In the gym, I'm in the gym probably 3 times a week. I do about half an hour of weights and then half an hour of high intensity interval training, as everyone knows it as HIIT training. And that'll be either 15 minutes, 20 minutes of 30 seconds, 30 on the treadmill sprints, 10 minutes on a rower, or 5 minutes on a rower and 5 minutes on a assault bike, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Those sort of things, or battle ropes, skipping.
You're beast in the gym then, proper.
We're trying. Certainly trying.
That's unbelievable, mate.
It's an awful lot of time in the gym that's definitely spent. And where I've not been working the last 10 days, I've been in the gym 2-3 times a day, which has been fun.
Nice.
Proper good fun. But that's obviously a rarity, and that's not the norm. But the nutrition's the interesting one. So I can't eat any wheat, any dairy, no potato starch, which is heartbreaking because I think everyone loves chips. I think those are the three main ones that I don't eat, and also obviously the biggest ones, I don't eat any sugar. Because people with cystic fibrosis, we've generally got chest infections. I've got 2 or 3 chest infections floating around constantly, and the infections feed off sugar. So I try to keep it under 20 grams of sugar a day, and if I can have less than that, then even better. So it's all those things have to be completely out of my diet. I mean, for example, today my breakfast was cauliflower rice, 130 grams of that, 6 rashers of streaky bacon, 3 eggs, and some vegan cheese, all with some just salt and avocado oil, and that's 800 and something calories. I think it worked out this morning. And
that sounds quite nice, to be fair.
It's pretty lush, I'm not going to lie. I'd like to eat it in a much smaller portion because 800 calories is quite a monstrous meal.
Yeah. So we can talk about your diet. Like I'd love to go into all that and what's helping you, obviously, with your bringing everything back up.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
If we start with like when you were real young and you were obviously you were told you had CF.
Yeah.
Like, did you understand? Obviously, you were so young then. But how old were you when you started to understand what was going on and how much of like an impact your actions had on obviously your longevity?
Gotcha. I didn't understand it for absolute years. I didn't get it until I was probably mid-teens, 16, 17. I didn't. It was clueless to me. I didn't understand it. Didn't want to know about it. I didn't start looking into what the disease was until I was probably 20 something, early 20.
By then, you should have already been a goner, according to the doctors.
Yeah. I shouldn't have been there, as I was on borrowed time as such. But for me, it was a case of I know what's going to kill me. I didn't want to know what was going to kill me, basically. I didn't want to know anything about it. I just wanted to do as I was told, deal with it the best I could, and then crack on with my life and enjoy what I could. But it's the older I get, the more I realise the hospital is great and the advice they give you is brilliant, but that's not all there is to life. Like their advice is to eat everything, and to be blunt, it's just not the best way.
Yeah.
Like, they'll happily tell me to go and get a Burger King not Burger King, but that's just an example. They'll just tell me to go and get a big meal on the way home. It doesn't matter if it's full of sugars, full of cheese, full of wheat. It doesn't matter. They'll just go and eat, get the calories in anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's so important when you got these sort of things, because it helps you fight off the infections, and it helps you when you do get ill, it just means you've got some reserves to burn through rather than important muscle and any sort of other bits that you shouldn't be burning through.
Yeah, definitely. So when you was at school, was you just like every other kid, same like energy levels, or were you poorly quite a lot? Like,
primary school, never missed a day of school, absolutely fine. Not really sure how, kind of blagged that one because I was really, really ill up until I was 4 or 5, until they got me into the treatments. Primary school, yeah, I was absolutely breeze, loved it, not a problem at all. Secondary school, to be blunt, I didn't really like education that much. I'm not really a paper kind of guy. I like my hands-on learning. So first couple of years were absolutely fine. I was pretty fit, used to do all the hockey, obviously, did all the running. I think I went from the age of 10 to about 16 without any time in hospital. So I was a healthy, normal kid, but I didn't really like school. So I only went like 1 or 2 days a week, which wasn't CF related, but it definitely, as an idiot child, I think is the only way to sum it up. If you got an excuse, you can get away with using it because you didn't think it's going to make a difference. Why not enjoy your life a bit more as a kid?
Yeah.
Road I went down, which wasn't necessarily the best, not the smartest, but you live and you learn, don't you?
Yeah. So you left school and then college, or did you get a job straight away? What did you do from there?
I did college thing. Actually, I did a business studies course. Didn't like it. One of the teachers left halfway through, so everyone got a bit screwed over, and didn't end up leaving with any qualifications really. A couple of GCSEs, nothing major. And then when I was 18, got my first job. Just worked in the co-op part time. Happy days, nice and easy. and it just allowed me to pay for my hockey and play hockey 6-7 times a week, which was how I stayed so healthy.
Nice. So hockey was your main passion then?
I loved it, absolutely loved it. I represented Great Britain at club level, so I've won an awful lot. Went to like 12 nationals, won all sorts of southern leagues, just all sorts of stupid things. We used to be pretty good as a team.
Incredible.
Yeah, not bad. It's a shame I don't enjoy it quite as much these days. That's more because my body doesn't hold out because I'm just old and my hips hurt.
And then you obviously got a job in a corporate job, is that we said before we started recording? What was you doing previously to this?
Yeah, previous to this, I was in sales and logistics for a car detailing company. Only did that since January, so literally just 4 months. Jack, and prior to that, I was an estate agent. And prior to that, I was selling advertising for universities. So just a few little different jobs in sales industries, but just nothing that's really set my heart on fire as such. You know, you just need something to grab you and really channel your energy, and that's what you want, which is why I'm now going to get trained up starting tomorrow as a personal trainer.
Awesome. So how long has your fitness account on Instagram been up and running? Because you've got quite a big following now. So tell us about how you've documented everything and what the idea is behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I did a bit of charity work a few years back. We did some hockey games, literally just raising some money for CF, and the page started to grow from there. Really, it's quite an odd one. It's not really something I've ever up until this year. I haven't really put any time into growing it. Not this year, 2017. That's when I actually started to put some time and content into growing it. Prior to that, it just organically grew, and I'm not really too sure how to be fair. People just, whatever I was putting on there seemed to work. People like an idiot. I was in shape. Happy days. And in 2017, I started adding some more of the CF content to it, adding some of the fitness, and it seemed to just grow and grow and grow. And then 2018, it's carried on. And it seems to be growing bigger now than it ever has before. So I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I bet. And you're raising lots of awareness for CF as well, aren't you?
Oh, it's brilliant. I was in contact with the CF Trust last week to hopefully do some bits with them, just to raise some more awareness and get to people to understand that it's an invisible illness. You can't see it. Like, to the outside, I look completely normal, completely standard guy. But in reality, I do probably 4 hours worth of treatment a day. I do all sorts of cooking, and that's part of my treatment, which sounds bizarre, but I have to eat 4,500 calories just to maintain my weight.
Is that what you're on?
Yeah, 4,500 just to maintain.
Holy shit! And you can't do it by shit food either, can you? Because it'll make you feel.
No, so it's all clean food. Like my lunch is quinoa, chicken, and bacon.
You must have to eat a lot of quinoa, chicken, and bacon to get 4,500 calories in.
1,200 calories of quinoa, chicken, and bacon, and 800 calories this morning. That's half my day done. And I'll have a shake later on, which is 4 eggs, vegan protein because it's got no whey protein, obviously. 600 calories of coconut milk, some MCT oil, which is palm oil, so it's just pure fat basically, and some peanut butter, and that's about 1,200 calories as well, 1,000, 1,200 in that ballpark.
Mate, that's serious commitment, but
it's got
to be done exactly. So yeah, I want to know your day from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. Then, with regards to all your treatments and stuff, because I think that'd be it'll make people realise. Well, if they that they moan about the smallest of things, normal people, right? And then there's yourself on social media. I've followed you for a few weeks now. All I've seen is your positivity. Like, I'm not seeing you moan about one thing.
Oh, mate, you get the subtle little moans here and there, but it's more when I'm stuck in traffic.
Or waiting for your chiropractor like today.
Oh, man, nightmare. Absolute nightmare. But no, like, my day, so I get up, call it 8:30. That's a lion, which is an absolute beautiful treat lately.
Nice.
So the first thing I'll do is I'll cook us some food, which is the cauliflower rice, bacon, eggs, all that malarkey. I'll get that down, mate, and then I'll start on with nebulizers. So a nebulizer, it's a machine. I can show you on the video because I've got it in front of me, so you can see that. But I'm guessing the listeners won't have access to this. It's a plastic machine which you can pour a liquid into a compartment, and the machine then turns the liquid into a mist, which I can then breathe in. It's a salt water, so the salt in the water. Basically, I'm trying to think how to best explain it. Basically, it's machine, water goes in the machine, gets turned into a mist so I can breathe it in. It then goes onto your lungs, and the salt water in your lungs breaks down the mucus. So the cystic fibrosis, you create excessive mucus, which is the nasty part of it, basically. So the mist salt water breaks that down, so I can do physiotherapy alongside this to cough it up and get it off your lungs, which keeps your airways open and stops the mucus from clogging them. So you can do it in about 5-10 minutes, but if you do it that quickly, you need to be doing about 10 of them a day. So I spend a good half an hour in the morning getting as much off my chest as I can, which puts me in good stead for 5-6 hours, hopefully. And if I'm clear like I am at the minute, I won't need to do it again to the evening. But that's only because I'm eating properly, eating correctly. So that's the nebulizers, half an hour of nebulizers. And I've got 3 antibiotics, some vitamins, some sputum thinners, some homeopathic tablets, which I take for anti-inflammatories. I do a sinus rinse as well, which is pretty grim, I'm not going to lie. You don't really want to be seeing that. It's pretty nasty. And then I normally do a bit of food prep because, let's face it, we all want as fresh food as possible because it tastes the best. So I then cook up my lunches, get everything ready, and that will take me, it's about an hour's worth of routine in the morning to get all my treatment, shower and food in me. And then I can crack on with the food prep and then normally off to work.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's the morning. And then standard day at work, then come home and I'll do the nebulizers again, 2 more antibiotics and a couple of other tablets, which are the homeopathic ones, just to kill the anti-inflammatory, and then food. But I can't stress how much time I spend cooking.
Yeah, I bet. And what will dinner be for you?
Dinner, normally I'll just have a big meat meal. I'm a big fan of chicken. So I eat literally just chicken wrapped in bacon with some vegan cream cheese, just so it's dairy-free. And I'll have probably 2 or 3 chicken breasts. Pretty decent size.
Yeah.
The last time I measured that was about 800 calories. And then it's tricky because my dinners are kind of weird ones. Normally I'll have it with a bit of a lunch left over. So I have some chicken and bacon. I have a really boring, bland diet. I don't get any enjoyment out of food.
You do eat the same every day as well, do you?
Yeah, every single day. Just because it works, it's proven. If I want to gain weight, I just eat more of it. If I want to lose weight, I eat less of it. It's boring. I used to absolutely love my food, and if you offer me a cheese sandwich, I'm going to eat it. I properly love my basic food. I absolutely love, but it's so bad for me. It's just not worth worth it anymore.
So it's more medication for you now, but can you still obviously you're in great nick, so you can still make really good body composition changes via your diet and via your training. So what you need to do is actually just tweak it by the amount you have, and then you can either put on some size or get yourself a little bit leaner.
Yeah, definitely. Like I can put on weight if I just go up to 5,000 calories a day. Whereas you'd have to literally, if you have to up it by 200 calories a day for your weight to start increasing, I just got to double it. My pancreas doesn't work, and I also had a surgery when I was younger, so I've had 4 meters of lower intestine removed. So my digestive system's a bit shady, to say the least. Yeah. So I don't get all the nutrients and all the goodness out of the food. So a normal CF person has to eat about 3,800 calories a day, but because of the added issues I've got, I have to eat the extra 4,500. So it's a case of anything you have to, as a regular person, would have to add on to your diet or take away from your diet to gain or lose weight. I have to just double it. I can just take off little bits and I'll burn through it really quickly. But it's just for gaining weight. It's pretty hard work as a CF person. If you go on Instagram and just put in the Cystic Fibrosis hashtag, just have a look through the pictures. The amount of people that are not very, there's not many fat people, to be blunt. There's not many in good shape people. There's a lot of people in hospital, and it's a tricky one. There's
a guy that I follow in the fitness industry, actually. He's got quite a big profile. He's got cystic fibrosis. Yeah. And he was on the TV recently. Are you thinking, he's like the guy who said he wants to be 4?
Yeah, Ben.
There you go, yeah. So he obviously is a big guy, isn't he? So how many calories is he consuming?
He's got to be on 6,000 at least. He's a big guy. He's just flying out to America, actually, today to do a crossing. They're doing a paddleboard crossing from the Bahamas to Florida. 75 miles to raise money and awareness for CF, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
He's a big dude.
He's a legend, yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible, some of the stuff he does.
So Has he got like a similar kind of condition to you, whereby he has to go through so much treatment, or is there like different levels of cystic fibrosis where you have different kinds of intensities of it, if you like?
I'd imagine he does a bit less than I do, but that's probably because he was a lot stricter when he was younger than I was. Because up until I was probably 20, I didn't do any treatment, to be blunt.
And
Didn't
it's
do any.
all
I just took enzymes to help. Every time I eat, I have to have enzymes because my pancreas doesn't create them. So that's what helps break down the food. Otherwise, I get real bad stomach and digestive issues. That was the only thing I ever did. No physio, no nebulizers, no antibiotics when I was a kid. And that was,
literally. Do you reckon was it just the hockey that kept you alive?
yeah, definitely. But my lungs were 110, 120% when I was a kid. I was in great shape, so much fitter than I've ever been now. But that was my saving grace. And I imagine if he did all his antibiotics, all his treatments when he was younger, then he'll do some now, because you don't get to his age without having to do some treatment. And I've seen him do his nebulizers, and it's good because I've seen him, the kids that he's inspiring to actually treatment. That's what it's all about. That's why we do these things, to raise awareness, so that the next generation get more education than we were given. Because that's the whole point of it. Is to make
we didn't have social media, did we, either? Like when we were younger. So you're my age. Well, you're 2 years older than me, I think. So when we were in school, we didn't have any social media to look up to people to really know what to do. Whereas obviously guys like yourself and Ben are now putting content out there. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I guarantee I'm not going to affect the kids as well who are like yourself.
I certainly hope so. That's what it's all about. Is if we can change these kids' attitudes towards the treatment. Like, that's what I publicise the treatment that I do. I think last week we filmed a day in the life of CF, and I filmed a morning of it. And it's a case of showing that the treatment enables you to do all the other good things. Then the treatment to the kids has got to be worth doing. That it's trying to do, because as a kid, all I wanted to do was go out and play. That's standard kid stuff. But it's a case of trying to get a child to understand that you have to do the other bits. That's hard work. That's hard work. So it's well, to be honest, have you seen some of the videos that Ben's put up from the families have sent in from kids, like saying,
it's unbelievable,
your treatment unless he's watching you, and it's all the little cool things like that. That's what the aim is. It's just
definitely
and help the next generation, I guess, and get the education better, because the food's the key to it. And if they're eating sugary things that's feeding their infections, that's not ideal for anyone.
No. So you're just eating like loads of chicken, loads of bacon, vegetables, quinoa. You don't eat any vegetables?
No, rice, cauliflower.
Just cauliflower rice, and that's it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is that because anyone that you like, or anyone that you can have?
Well, it's interesting one. I'd never eaten vegetables my whole life, because obviously I was told just go and eat anything just to get the calories in. So I never ate veg, because you don't get enough bang for your buck calorie wise.
Yeah, no, exactly.
28 years of not eating vegetables. Went and saw a hypnotherapist the last 6 weeks. Got my last one tomorrow, I believe, to try and change it, because I've got a bit of a food anxiety, which is classed as a sensory disorder. Just pardon me. Yeah, sensory disorder. So it's unusual. Basically, I don't like the textures and tastes of any vegetables, and I don't understand why, but I basically thought it was a load of rubbish. So I was like, it's got to be a thought process issue that I've just not eaten them for 28 years, so my body just doesn't like them. So I've been seeing a hypnotherapist, and I can now eat all the vegetables that I want. I just don't like them now.
Really?
Yeah. Before I just couldn't eat them, just couldn't get them anywhere near my mouth, just couldn't cope with them. But now I'm just like, I don't like them. Just don't taste nice. Cauliflower rice is absolutely fine, because it absorbs whatever you cook it with, so you can cook it by the oil, the bacon fat, it all soaks in, and you cook it, melt cheese, and it tastes nice. Burgers, if you get your gluten-free breads and all that rubbish, stick the old bit of salad here, onion there. It's not so bad.
Do you eat out at all, or do you always cook for yourself?
I try not to, because it's very rare that I go out and I can behave, basically. If I go out, I'm going to have a burger. Burgers are my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to go out and enjoy myself and have a nice evening and pay money, then I want to eat a nice bit of food.
And then what will that do to you if you do that? Would that just give you the worst stomach cramps, and like would your chest get aggravated? What would happen?
It's depending what if it's just like a plain burger, just bread and meat and probably a bit of chicken and bacon, then I'll just cough a little bit more. So my lungs will be a little bit irritated. But if I have cheese in it, then I'll cough up more dark stuff. So the airways in my lungs will be a little bit more blocked. So breathing is not as easy. It just makes everything. It just makes you a little bit sluggish. You got a little bit less energy, and just everything has a knock-on effect as such. So you're just a bit more tired.
And for you, that's not worth it because you love your gym, don't you? So that just wouldn't.
It's definitely not worth it. But I can clear it. So if I do know I'm going to go out for dinner, I'm going to be an idiot. I'll go out and I'll have a burger and I'll go home and I'll schedule in that I've got enough time that I can do some treatment and I can get it all off my chest in about half an hour. So it's not as if I'm gonna say never eat a burger again, because
No.
That's just not going to happen. You just got to be smart with these things. If you're going to go out, just make sure you know you've got time afterwards that you can go and clear it, be done, and get on with your day. Because I went out the other week, and I think it was Saturday afternoon, went and had a burger. I was all right. Everyone's like, oh, we go to the pub and whatever. Like, I'll meet you about an hour. Go home, get on my treatment done, get it clear, and then you can get on with your day. It's not ideal,
No.
but you got to look after yourself. You've got to play the long game. And if I don't do that, then it has a knock-on effect. You're tired and you're coughing throughout the afternoon.
Yeah.
Irritated. You then come to dinner. You don't want to cook because you're in a bad mood. You then have something else which is bad, and then you don't sleep because you're going to be up coughing a bit more overnight. Everything else gets you.
And that will accumulate just to make you really unwell, wouldn't it? So, like, obviously everything you're doing right now is working well for you, and you're on 10 years borrowed time, mate. So fucking you're winning. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And like, how long can you last with cystic fibrosis?
It's a tricky one. There's loads of different genetics with CF. You need 240 genes from your parents, one from each, to create the CF. So I've got one which is Delta D508, and that's the bad one. The most common combination is two of them, which is a pretty crap thing to have. But there's thousands of different combinations. My other gene is actually unknown, but they're going to do a full genome test on me to find absolutely every single gene in my body, which is pretty exciting, to be fair. But it all depends on what genes you've got to how severe it is. I mean, there's stories of people not getting diagnosed with CF till they're 40. So the chance that their CF is mild is they've basically just got asthma. Let's face it, you haven't really got a bad case of CF. You've got asthma with a little bit of more here and there savageness every now and then. But there is stories of people living 60, 70. I've not heard much above that, but we have to eat so much and we have so many antibiotics. The chances are that your organs just can't sustain life for that long.
Yeah.
Livers are the only things that rebuild themselves. Your kidneys just take abuse constantly. That's going to have a knock-on effect in later years, and especially as the older you get, the unhealthier you get. So you're going to need more drugs, and it's just everything gets affected that way, basically.
Yeah, I understand. But obviously, you're doing everything you can to promote your health, to promote CF, and like, so you obviously are super grateful that you're still here now. Like, what are your goals? Obviously, you've made the leap now to be a personal trainer.
Yep.
What are your goals?
So I pay into a pension for a reason, is that I intend to claim it one day.
Legend.
I pay minimal. I'll pay the absolute minimum I can, more for comedy value than anything. But the aim is to be able to claim that one day. But my goals, I want to get fitter, stronger, healthier. And I want to show people that, yeah, I'm technically disabled. I get paid for having CF, 200 and something quid a month. Would I say I'm disabled? Absolutely not. If you want to be, you can play the card all day long and you can milk life, you can get a free flat, you can do everything. But I work my damn nuts off to buy my flat. I've done so much stuff that you wouldn't expect. And it's just a case of, with this disease, you get a choice every day. You can get up and do something, set some goals, or you can do nothing. So my goals are literally, I want to get qualified as a personal trainer in the next 4 weeks. I want to be able to influence the next generation to open their eyes, to get educated and to change their attitudes. So if you scroll down the cystic fibrosis hashtag, there's so many people sitting in hospital and wallowing and just being a bit self-pity, and I don't want that. When I'm in hospital, I'm on my exercise bike, I'm in the gyms there, I'll go for a run. I'm not going to just sit and cry and wish that I didn't have this disease. You're given this card, you've got to deal with it. And so many people don't, and that's what my goal is, to change that, is to get people thinking, yeah, it's crap, but let's make the best of it. It can always be worse. We've got CF, we haven't got cancer. There's no guaranteed time. There's no horrendous, it's going to end now. We can prolong the life that we're living. We can make our lives better, but it's just a case of getting people to realise that. So my goals are pretty simple. I just want to get fitter, enjoy my life, get healthier, and get the next generation thinking better.
Unbelievable, mate. The world would be a better place if there's more people like you in it. Unbelievable.
Appreciate that.
Unbelievable. And the next steps, you're becoming a personal trainer. Where can people go to find you, and like what services are you offering? Like, tell us about the business you're going to be launching.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to do mainly a personal one-to-one service, because I'm a passionate, I'm an excitable guy. I'm like a child in a candy stopper most of the time.
Yeah.
I want to be able to bring that to people. I want to be able to get people motivated. I think energy is the best thing that gets that. And I'll be working out of an underground gym in Portslade, which is near Brighton.
That gym is awesome. I've been there a few times.
Oh, good. I'm so lucky to have that literally 5-minute drive away from me.
You're that close. That gym is awesome.
Yes, that's literally where I train every day.
Nice.
Beautiful. So that's where I'm going to be working out of, and I want to make people's lives healthier. I've seen what nutrition and what hard work can do to my life, and if it can do that to my life with one lung, what can it do to someone who's got dedication, a full working body?
Yeah.
And even people that don't, if you've got slight issues, big issues, you can make things better with food and exercise, and that's what I want to do. But that's going to be mainly a personal service, but obviously I do online stuff because people with cystic fibrosis can't actually meet, and I'd love to be able to work with loads of people with CF.
Yeah.
That is the dream. It's just a shame that it'd have to be over the internet rather than face to face. But that's part of the game, and I'd absolutely love to make as much difference to people with CF as possible.
Incredible. But obviously you'll be training clients with CF and without, because I think you're an inspiration to people with CF and without. Like I haven't got CF, and I'm sat here right now with goosebumps and inspired. I'm like going to come to Underground for a session with you, mate. Let's fucking make it happen, because
all for it, mate. 100%.
I'll bring my camera, mate. We'll make a vlog for that. That'd be cool. But yeah, yes. Absolute legend, mate. Absolute legend. So yeah, Instagram tag. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so my Instagram, it's G18Evans, and I will be the probably semi-naked idiot on that one. I think most of my pictures these days seem to be topless. But yeah, that's the Instagram. I'm probably going to start up a YouTube page.
Nice.
Just start with the workouts and just give some people some education on there. And Facebook's also going to have to happen at some point, because that's
you're not on Facebook, or you got your own personal account. You need a business page.
Yeah, I need a business page. I've got the personal one, but that's just friends, family, isn't it? But yeah.
Well, you're going to go viral, mate, because what you're doing is incredible, and yeah, you've always got a smile on your face, and people need to see that, because we live in a negative world, and what you're sharing is obviously so positive. So, like you said, that energy, if you can share that and get that moving around, it'll be so positive. So, yeah, Underground Gym, you're a lucky place. If you go there, go say hello to this man, because he's an absolute ledge.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. It's people like you doing these blogs as well.
Podcasts. Yeah, like I kind of fell into it, to be honest. I just thought, I've used the Be More brand for ages as a personal trainer, just more for personal training standpoint for clients.
Yeah.
And then I've fallen into just interviewing people and getting their stories, and I fucking love it. And it literally is, every week I've got someone like yourself coming on, and it makes me realise how lucky we are to be able to just jump on Skype and chat to someone who just sees life in such a good way. Because
it's great, man.
Yeah, it's so good, so good. So, mate, start a podcast too, because yeah, you'd be awesome at it, because of what you've said today. Considering you've only done one before with another guy, you've nailed it. So, legend.
I appreciate that, mate. No, but we need to get this date in the diary. We'll get a smash a session.
Yeah, definitely. It's only like an hour up the road for me, so I'll come down. We'll finish with one question.
Yes.
So, you walk into a cafe and you see your 18-year-old self walk in. I know you're obviously only 28 now, but what would you say to him? Or would you not say anything at all?
That's a tricky one, because I had a great life when I was 18, but I did a lot of stupid things. But if I hadn't done them, I'd have never got to the bad points in my life where I had to change my life around. And if I'd always done a little bit more as an 18-year-old, I'd be 30-something before I had to change my life around. And would my body be able to do the changes it's done now in 5-6 years' time? I don't know. I'd probably probably enjoy a burger with them.
Quality. Sounds like we're gonna have to get a burger when I come see you, mate.
I'm all for it, mate. All
It's on
for
me, legend. Right, well, thanks, mate. Enjoy the rest of
More
your day,
welcome.
and
Yep.
everyone go follow this man because he's doing bits.
Sweet.
Take care. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. We'll speak soon and we'll sort a session out. It'd be awesome.
Yes, definitely. Take care, mate.
Beautiful. Have a good one, mate. Nice one.
See you, bud.
Cheers. Bye now.
Thank you so much for listening, guys and girls. Be sure to go and follow George on Instagram, following the tag that I'll tag below. Also, I would really, really appreciate it if you could leave me a review on the platform that you're listening to this podcast on, whether it be on iTunes, SoundCloud, or YouTube. It would do me the world of good if you could leave me a positive review, because then I can then get the podcast out to more people, and people like George's story can be shared and make a massive positive impact, not just locally but globally as well, because obviously the people I'm getting on this podcast now, their stories and their mindsets, they need to be heard by people all over, and I really want this to grow. So thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.